Learn tarot with pop culture from a tarot reader and practitioner of 7 years. So we're talking about grind set, sigma, mewing, alpha male side of the internet. This video is going to be emphasis on the alpha male archetype. Either way, it's the grind set, mewing side of the male internet that's targeting young men. So you know what I mean. And if you're not the target audience, why can't we just print money? Like, seriously, like, we'd all be richer. Tarot cards I associate with this side of the internet. Let's go. The Knight of Swords and the Devil. Disrespect women, but I'm mad that I don't get women. I think the gym will solve all my problems instead of going to therapy and instead of being socially aware. That side of the internet that's targeting young men. So the Devil talks about ego. It talks about materialism. It talks about being vain. And it also talks about insecurity. So the devil can also be somebody, like how I said, vain and cocky. It could be someone who's cocky, but underneath that cockiness, it's insecurity. And the devil can also come up in a reading when we're being our own worst enemy. So like how I said, a lot of these guys on this side of the internet, they think, oh, it's because my jawline isn't sharp enough. It's like, no, dude, just go to therapy. Just be more socially aware. Learn boundaries. Learn how to connect with people emotionally. The devil card often also talks about promiscuity, and I've been seeing a promotion of this in these internet spaces. And also the devil will come in a reading when it's talking about infidelity. The devil is also our card of misery loves company. Now, I want you to really look at the devil card and you see the chains. They're chained together. And the devil card can also mean abuse, quite literally. The devil can mean an abusive relationship in the sense of misery loves company, the chain. And the devil can also be associated with oppression and oppressive systems. So the devil can come out in a reading as oppressing oneself or oppressing others. When I look at the Knight of Swords in this sense, Knight of Swords is somebody, and tarot cards never just have one or a few meanings. They can mean multiple things, but if I'm relating the Knight of Swords to this side of the internet, I'm going to get Knight of Swords as in politically incorrect. I'm going to get Knight of Swords as rage baiting, talking before one thinks. I'm going to get Knight of Swords as someone who cherishes their speech over others. I'm going to get Knight of Swords as someone who loves to talk, but they don't listen. And Knight of Swords is Knight of Air. And the air element is associated with the mind and it is associated with communication. So, like how I said, Knight of Swords is associated with communication. A lot of these grind set guys, and a lot of them, they're podcasts. And that can literally just blatant podcast, you communicate, that's Knight of Swords. And a lot of them, they're politically incorrect. They rage bait because people are going to get mad in the comments. They're going to get mad in the comments, and that's going to bring up their engagement, which brings in some money. The Knight of Swords can also be associated with misinformation in this sense. The Knight of Swords can also be someone who is closed-minded, and they're very adamant on their beliefs. Like I said, the Knight of Swords is somebody who talks, love to talk, but they don't listen. It's not an equal give and take. The Knight of Swords can also be somebody who is egotistical as well. And the Knight of Swords can also just be associated with violence and arguments. And also the Devil card is also associated with violence as well. Knight of Swords is also a court card. So Knight of Swords is not King of Swords. If you get the Knight of Swords reversed, this is most likely what it would mean in your reading. But like I said, it depends. These are more of the negative meanings of Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords can also be someone who is immature because the Knight of Swords is in King of Swords. Knight of Swords Knight is associated with like young adult, teenager, and Knight is specifically masculine energy. And I say Knight of Swords because once again, they're targeting younger men. The devil, bonus, the devil talks about domination as well, the desire for power. If you do not do the proper work, you're going to become the devil instead of the King of Wands. You're going to become the devil instead of the King of Pentacles. You're going to become the devil if you do not do the proper work. And you're not going to be a good emperor, a good embodiment of these other elements at their highest being. In this side of the internet, I'm often hearing talks of individualism. The devil talks about being selfish, and that would make sense to me as selfishness. There's often talks about when these podcast men, they give these young men advice, they don't give them advice in depth of social awareness. And I don't feel like there's talks about community, and I feel like there is not a lot of care for others that I'm hearing on these microphones. I don't even want to put their names or faces in my video, but the leading guys at this side of the internet, specifically one in particular, listen, this makes so much sense. It's egotistical, it's violent, it's not logical, it's propaganda, it's damaging, it's destructive, it's rage baiting, it's out of hate, and it's out of like, I want attention, and it's out of greed.